We have Lindsay Lane Christian Academy tennis. I was going to say tennis coach. I've got it written down so I can't mess it up. Lindsay Lane Christian Academy tennis coach Christy Anderson and her players.
Yes, and my players and my assistant coach Jen Perkins is also here.
Jen or Jan?
Jen.
Jen with an E?
Jen.
All right. Well, welcome to Tailgate Talk, ladies. We got two players here, I'm guessing.
Yes, this is Emma Holland and Maddie Biggerstaff.
Welcome, Emma and Maddie.
And Emma's been on here for bowling before.
Yes.
Now tennis, multi-sport athlete.
Yes.
Absolutely. My problem with tennis was I was a baseball player, so I always wanted to just grip it and just beam over the fence, but you don't get points that way.
You probably
lose.
played at the same park I did over at Chriswood, and it was awesome if you could hit it over on the 9th green. Then you win.
You get a lot of home runs, just not a lot of aces on that.
No, not many aces at all. How long has Lindsay Lane Christian Academy had a tennis program?
This is actually our 4th year.
Okay.
So this is my 3rd year to coach. This will be our 2nd year to make it to sectionals.
Congratulations.
So
we meant to mention that.
We have come a long way.
Yeah. So when is sectionals? When do you?
Sectionals will be this coming Tuesday over at Point Mallard in Decatur.
Okay, nice facilities over there.
It's very nice.
Cool.
Explain sectionals, because we may have some listeners who don't understand.
Well, I hope I can explain it so everybody can understand. It's basically in tennis we have 6 seeds that we have our number 1 seed to our number 6 seed. When you go to sectionals, you play against the other girls in your section. Like our number 1 player will play their number 1 player, and you basically go till there are 2 standing in each category.
Nice.
Yes.
So your number 1 player don't play their number 4 player.
No. Your number 1 plays their number 1. So you should be evenly matched.
Oh, okay.
So
we didn't know if it's like an elimination or something. Number 1 plays number 4.
No, you don't. I mean, if you have a number 6 seed playing a number 1 seed, it's not going to be.
I think when I tried out for tennis, I would have been number 9 if I'd made the team. So,
number 9, that's you're on down there. You're on down there.
I think they accepted 8.
Right. You wouldn't have made the cut.
No, I tried.
That's like boarding group 6 on Delta. They don't care about you. Just get on the plane, man.
If there's an extra court, you would have had it, right?
Yes, exactly. I was better at kicking a football. That's just a reality.
I understand.
But now y'all are having this part of the season here, and how are things going with the girls overall with their playing?
Sectionals.
Sorry.
Now, our first year that we played tennis, we only played 1 match. So in these past 3 years, we've gone from playing 1 match in a season now to playing 10. So this season we won 3 of those matches,
awesome.
Which
3 of 10.
When you're coming from just starting and like these 2 girls here, I mean, Emma had never held a tennis racket till about 2 years ago. So she's now our number 4 seed player. So we've come a long way.
Yeah,
and even our matches that we've lost, they've been really close matches. We've won a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the original girls at Lindsay Lane who started tennis. I mean, these are foundational.
This is Maddie's first year. She's just joined us because she's new to Lindsay Lane. But Emma has been with us since the start.
Okay.
So
that's great.
she
Well,
is an original.
That's a lot of responsibility when you're starting a program, but it's something that years from now, you'll be able to talk about that y'all got this program started and watch the success as it grows and know that y'all were part of that.
And just how far with Emma, I tell her every match, you're doing so well, keep it up, but she's really come a long way. So,
great.
Long way.
How do you choose your racket, Emma?
Well, I just looked at I just recently got a new racket, but I just looked at, I guess, the power level, and I didn't pick the pro one because I'm not a pro, but I didn't pick, like, the beginner one, so I just kind of did in the middle because I think I'll play after I graduate still, like, just for fun and everything, so that's just how I picked it.
What was the first racket you picked up, since that was mentioned?
She won't say this, but I think it was one she actually borrowed from another player.
Okay.
So
I picked up my grandmother's the first time I picked up a racket.
Yeah.
And then I realized there was something that you put in the racket to help with the vibration. And I had an American flag that I put in there, and then my wife, she had a little heart that she put in hers, and we'd go out and just mess around, I'm sure you would whip us both. but those are things that a tennis player has to think about when you're playing seriously, not just going to the court and messing around. Tell us about that.
Well, I think, like, when you're playing tennis, like, it's important. Like, sometimes you might think, like, you're going to win, but sometimes, like, they come back, and you just got to be strong and stuff. Like, sometimes it's hard, but you just got to shake off the point, because sometimes I have a hard time. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did that, but I just got to, like, remember it's a new point. I can still come back and everything.
Right.
So.
And you get 2 chances on a serve.
Yes.
Are you pretty good at getting it on the first try?
Yes, I am pretty good about it, but sometimes, I slip up. But
yeah, I mean, it's the square is harder, or rectangle is harder to get it in as people would think. You'd think, well, it's a big rectangle, but when you're going at that angle, and I'm sure you leap and hit the tennis ball, not just stand there.
No.
You do a leap?
No.
You don't do a leap? Okay.
I don't leap.
I'm picturing, I guess, Agassi or some of these others when they're throwing the ball. Wow.
Emma's more a precision player. She's more of that, just a precision, get it in there. So
that's great.
But
get it in there is the key. You got
it in there.
You can't ever get started.
Yeah.
You can't ever get a game started, can you, without that? Yeah.
And we've had matches like that. So, and with this season, the weather has really been a factor.
Isn't it? Yes.
So even when you have these nice sunny days, the wind is a huge factor. So you also have to know how to adjust what you're, where you're going to hit, how you're going to hit. So
well, if it affects a football, it certainly affects a tennis ball.
Certainly affects a tennis ball.
The young lady behind you.
Yes, Miss Maddie.
Miss Maddie, you just started at Lindsay Lane, or just started the team?
Last year was my first year at Lindsay Lane, and I couldn't play sports because I transferred.
Okay.
So this year is my first year.
Where'd you come from?
Ardmore High School.
Ardmore, okay. All right. Then did you play sports at Ardmore?
I played volleyball, and then, I don't know, I just wanted to try something different this year.
Yeah, well, that's definitely different. How do you feel it's going for you this season as you're progressing?
Better than I thought it would go.
When was the first time you picked up a racket?
My mom used to play tennis in college, so we would kind of go and play a little bit, but I didn't really get serious until we started practicing.
And now you're serious.
Yeah.
What are some of the injuries you could get out there on the tennis court? I know I had a hairline fracture across my foot one time that really was a bad thing.
Yeah, a lot of ankle injuries. And
How do you work on those things to keep from having injuries out there? Because I know you're running across the court and you have to keep your movements and all those things. What do you do to try to help prevent those things from happening?
I guess just
do you have an agility program or any type of workouts that you do for tennis?
We were, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Jump in there, assistant coach.
So since our program is so young, we're evolving into that. Some of the things that we want to look at over the next coming years is some preseason, as much as AHSA allows us to practice beforehand. Some preseason foot, ankle, calf strengthening and shoulder conditioning and some cardio conditioning that will make the season a little bit better for the athletes to recover from working hard. This season we didn't battle heat, we battled cold.
Right.
So
is it spring yet?
Winter is still trying to hang on. It will not let go. But those are some things that us two coaches want to look at too as we grow the program. I'm really excited for the future of it.
Do you have somebody that you talk to that has had programs for a length of time that you can get some advice from and find out some things that you want to do with your team?
Really, some of when we face these opponents, I know the coaches are great to kind of give me tips on how everything works, because I've played tennis, but playing tennis and coaching tennis are two different things. So, and we take courses to learn, how to deal with the injuries and the heat. So they equip us before we're allowed to get out there and coach. So my son, he tells me I'm not tough enough on them. So that he asked me if I ever yell at them. Do I ever yell at y'all? Not really.
Not really.
So,
okay.
Yeah, he says I need to yell a little bit more, but
okay.
Well, I'm working on that.
I've met sons like yours before.
Yeah.
We had a football coach at Lauderdale County. His son was kind of that way. He's now a head football coach at Russellville.
Okay.
But yeah, he.
But
he
what's
liked
odd, the coaches he's had, they don't really yell at him. So I don't know if he just kind of sees that and thinks that's what a coach does. But I guess he thinks you need to yell a little bit.
Well, he needs to learn girls are sweet too a lot of times,
right.
and just
to.
There's a different kind of way that you would deal,
right.
not yelling and screaming and.
I really don't think
fussing.
these girls would react well to be screaming. And tennis is a different sport.
I didn't react well to it.
Right.
But
tennis,
that's
I
just
can't
me.
stand on the at the gate, and yell at them during the match. I can coach them when they're switching sides, but tennis, as golf is kind of a gentleman's sport, tennis is kind of along those same lines. We'll cheer, but usually during the point you're quiet and you're doing you're doing that number. So it's just a different kind of coaching.
Yeah. Because all I ever hear during the tennis matches is the grunt and the
go.
ball actually hitting the court.
Right.
And the applause.
And the applause.
Yeah.
And girls high school tennis can be, we cheer and we have some close matches that get a little, fun.
Yeah.
But we have a good time.
Well, that's great.
How about facilities for practice and
with
matches?
Lindsay Lane right now, that Athens, the city of Athens right now, we practice over on their resurface courses, which are they're really nice. So with Lindsay Lane not having their own courses, we have to travel a little bit. We played Plainview and Sylvania. Well, it was a home match for us, but we played that home match in Scottsboro. So we
that's kind of halfway between Plainview
kind of
and
halfway,
Sylvania. Yeah.
and it keeps me from going over the mountain. So
yes, anytime
I'm
you
good
don't
with
have to go over both mountains, you do it.
I'm good with that. So but we're making it work. Our athletic director, John Wilson, he's been great with. He does all of our scheduling and finds us places to play. So it's been really great. And like I said, from where we first started to where we are now, it's been amazing.
Look where you are now. What about the future?
We're still in class. We're still in Class A, but a lot of my girls are young, which we're losing 3 of our seniors this year. But we have an 8th grader that's playing this year.
Is she a ringer?
Oh wow!
Uh-oh.
Just picked up a racket to start. She's amazing. I mean, I'll just mention her name, Angela Kaler, if you're out there listening. She, like I said, she's an 8th grader. She's got a lot of potential.
That's
she's
great.
just, a lot of, if you're athletic, tennis can be picked up, but it takes some learning to just pick it up.
And you've got to have a pipeline too.
Yes.
For new players coming in, and that's great because, like we talked about, the foundational players getting the program started, but then to have younger coming up.
You've got to build your program.
How do you do that at the school?
Well, really, with us, with like Emma, she's a multi-sport athlete. Being in a smaller private school, a lot of our athletes do play, 2 sports. So it's just word of mouth getting these girls to get out there. And with us, when we first started with our one match, I do think we won that one match. But now to come from that to winning and people just want to know, when is the tennis team playing? Do we have a tennis team? Yes, we do have a tennis team. So everybody knows now that we have a tennis team. We're building the program. So we're just hoping to keep going.
My nephew goes to Athens Bible School, and one of my dear friends is Steve Klein, and he's the head coach of the girls.
Yes.
Y'all play Bible school
we do,
as
we
well.
do.
So,
yes.
And I know they work really hard, and Coach Klein has had several posts about some of their success too.
Yes,
so
they're a great team. We played them once this year. They beat us in pretty close matches, but they're a great team. Some great players.
I noticed you guys played Sylvania. They played Sylvania. That's the first time I've seen them pop up on the schedule. Is this their first year to have a team?
No, we played Sylvania last year also, but they're small like we are. They I think they brought 7 girls with them. So, but I think, like I said, some of the bigger schools, tennis is a little bit more popular there, but with the smaller schools, it's just finding enough players.
And you talked about your athletic director finding teams.
He does.
And so that's a little different from other sports where you got a area that which they don't even call them areas. They were areas when I was in high school, but they're now regions. Right. So you could play anybody you wanted to. Yes.
And we do play some people outside of our section, but you have to play so many matches to qualify for sectionals. So we've got that this year and last year. So
that's good. Well, that's a lot. I would imagine that's a lot of work trying to work that out and schedule dates.
He works very hard with rain delays. Tennis is. Can't play in tennis. You can't play in rain. So
I guess today would be one of those days.
Today would be a washout, so not be a good day for tennis. So
just guessing. I mean, after the rain's over with, you've got to wait till the court dries.
Oh yeah,
you can't play on the wet court.
No, we're not Wimbledon. We're not U.S. Open. We don't have
dryers.
We don't have the court dryers yet.
Yeah, okay, it's coming.
Lindsay Lane is on the way.
Okay, just sell a few more tickets.
Right.
So if people want to know about the schedule, how do they find out? And buy?
You can go on our page at Lindsay Lane Christian Academy, and all of our sports are there. So,
is there admission to go to watch the game?
There's not an admission to watch tennis. Now, I think some tennis matches you go to, you'll see some kids there, but I think in the last few weeks I've noticed a lot more of our students coming out to watch the matches.
You accept donations?
We'll accept donations.
Okay.
Any amount.
Y'all could have suggested donation for
people
who
a suggestion donation box. Right. Yes. But
that's awesome.
We are.
It's good sponsors. You got good sponsors around for the team. You go out and find those, or
no, we are not. Our sponsors are our parents. So
do y'all have a booster club?
We do have a booster club at Lindsay Lane. Yes.
Good. Pretty strong.
Pretty strong. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're getting there. We're just Lindsay Lane Christian Academy. It's just a growing school. So we're proud. We're proud to be a part of it.
That's excellent. So you got sectionals on Tuesday at Point Mallard. In case anybody wants to come out and watch for Coach Christy Anderson and Emma and Maddie and Jen over here. And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Best of success in the future with the building of your program.
We appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take a quick break. We've got to come back with the last portion of the show or two, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.